finishing with a flourish. Ja can fly.
I'm a dog. I'm a dog. I put work in, day out.
Going to be the next face of the NBA.
NBA Rookie of the Year award to Ja Morant.
Ja Morant capped off the season by being named Rookie of the Year.
Ja Morant wasn't supposed to be here. He wasn't a five-star recruit. He didn't grow up in the spotlight. He came from Dalzell, South Carolina, a place most people can't even find on a map. A small town, a dirt driveway, and a kid with a dream way too big for where he came from. But Ja didn't care, because he had one thing the world couldn't measure: heart. Ja's story starts in a backyard where his dad, T. Morant, built him a basketball court out of old tires and concrete. No fancy trainers, no elite facilities, just sweat, dust, and determination. T had played with Ray Allen in college before giving up his hoop dreams to raise Ja, so he trained his son to never need a plan B. Every morning, T made Ja do jumping drills. He'd tie tractor tires to his waist and tell him, if you want to fly, you gotta build your legs first. Ja wasn't the tallest or the strongest. He was the skinny kid who got left off AAU teams, overlooked by coaches who never saw his name worth writing down. But what they didn't see was the work. Those late nights under a single streetlight, dribbling until his hands bled. When big schools came to scout players, Ja wasn't even on the list. He sat in the stands, watching other kids get offers, wondering if his chance would ever come. But one day, everything changed. A coach from Murray State stopped at a small gym to grab a snack and noticed Ja dunking during a pickup game. The gym wasn't even supposed to be open that day. He called his head coach and said, "You need to come see this kid. Right now." Just like that, Ja Morant, the kid no one knew, got his first D1 offer. A single moment of fate that would change everything. At Murray State, Ja didn't just show up, he took over. He was fearless, catching bodies, throwing down dunks that went viral on Twitter before he was even verified. Every game felt like a statement: this kid belonged. But behind every highlight was relentless work. He'd stay in the gym until the lights shut off, shooting until his arms ached, running drills over and over, perfecting every step of his craft. He watched legends, Russell Westbrook's aggression, Derrick Rose's explosion, Allen Iverson's swagger, and learned from them, then blended it all into something uniquely Ja. It wasn't just athleticism, it was confidence, that unshakable belief that he belonged at the highest level. Every time he stepped on the court, he carried a chip on his shoulder, fueled by doubters, skeptics, and anyone who said he was too small or too raw. By his sophomore year, Ja was averaging 24 points, 10 assists, and became the first player in NCAA history to average 20 and 10 in a season. The kid from Dalzell had become the most electrifying player in college basketball. The one scouts couldn't stop talking about. NBA scouts called him box office. But Ja wasn't chasing fame. He was chasing something bigger. "I'm doing this for my family, for everybody who said I was too small," he said, his voice steady, his eyes focused. Every highlight, every buzzer beater, every assist carried more than talent. It carried purpose. Then came draft night, 2019. Bright lights, cameras flashing, a moment that felt like destiny. With the second overall pick, the Memphis Grizzlies select Ja Morant. Tears, smiles, the dream realized. The kid who used to dunk on tires, run through backyards, and dream in small-town gyms just made it to the league. The journey from Dalzell to the NBA wasn't just a rise, it was a declaration. Ja Morant had arrived. The NBA moves fast. 1 minute, you're the new kid. The next, you're expected to save a franchise. Jay came into Memphis with a chip on his shoulder and fire in his eyes. He didn't just play, he attacked. Every drive looked like war. Every dunk felt personal. In his rookie year, he posterized anyone who got in his way. From Aaron Baines to Kevin Love, if you jumped, you made a mistake. The crowd fed off his energy. The city fell in love. By the end of the season, he had the Rookie of the Year trophy in his hands. Memphis finally had hope again. But success came fast, and so did the spotlight. Social media loved Ja. Every dunk was a viral moment. Every tweet, every quote, headlines. He became more than a player. He was a show. But the fame, it's a double-edged sword. Because what came next would change everything. By 2023, Ja Morant wasn't just a basketball star. He was a global one. Signature shoe with Nike, all-star starter, highlight reels every night. He was living the dream every kid from the trenches hopes for. But behind the flashes and fame, things started to spiral. The same energy that made Ja unstoppable on the court started to follow him off of it, and not in a good way. Clubs, cameras, controversy. The line between Ja Morant, the superstar, and Ja Morant, the young man still finding himself, began to blur. He was surrounded by pressure, expectations from the league, the city, the world. Everyone wanted something from him. Then it happened. A video surfaced, Ja holding a gun on Instagram Live. The internet exploded. Headlines flooded every major outlet. NBA star Ja Morant in trouble again. Role model or reckless? Then another video appeared weeks later. The league had seen enough suspension. Nike paused campaigns. Fans turned. Critics piled on. Even players who once praised him started questioning his focus. And for the first time in his career, Ja wasn't in control. He wasn't flying through the air. He was grounded, forced to look in the mirror. People said he was throwing it all away, that he wanted to be hood, not great. That fame had gone to his head. But those close to Ja knew it wasn't ego. It was the pressure of being the face of a franchise before he was even old enough to rent a car. It was the weight of expectation, the isolation of success, the mental battle of trying to be perfect in a world waiting for your first mistake. Reporters kept asking, what happened to Ja Morant? But the real question was, who was Ja Morant becoming? And that's when everything stopped. Ja went quiet, no interviews, no parties, no social media, just silence. Because deep down, he knew this was his turning point. He could fade into another what could have been or rebuild himself stronger, smarter, and more dangerous than ever. Still, Ja didn't make excuses. He took accountability. I messed up. I need to be better. And those weren't just words, they were a promise to himself, to his family, to the city that believed in him. Because every great comeback story needs a fall. And Ja Morant's fall was the setup for something legendary. After the suspension, Ja went quiet. No interviews, no social media, no flashy highlights, just work. He disappeared into the offseason like a man on a mission. Every morning, the alarm would hit before dawn. Every night, he was still on the court when the lights in the arena dimmed. It wasn't just basketball anymore. It was a test of his own limits. He worked on everything: his body, his jump, his handles, his shot, but most importantly, his mind. Mental toughness became as crucial as physical skill. Meditation, visualization, watching game tape for hours, breaking down every mistake he'd made. The missed dunks, the turnovers, the lapses in focus. He owned them all. This wasn't about proving anyone else wrong. It was about proving to himself that he could rise from the chaos. No cameras, no noise, just him and the grind. And slowly, quietly, Ja began to transform. The swagger returned, but it was different now, tempered with humility. The confidence was sharper because it was earned. When he finally returned, you could see it: the hunger, the fire, the focus. Every glance on the court screamed determination. Every step carried purpose. He wasn't here to talk anymore. He was here to perform. Game 1 back, Ja hit the game-winning layup. The crowd erupted. Every cheer, every roar, every chant reminded Memphis who he was. The kid from Dalzell had found his way again. Not the kid chasing validation, the man chasing legacy. And the fans could feel it. They weren't just watching basketball. They were witnessing redemption in real time. Every pass, every drive, every dunk had a story behind it, a story of struggle, self-reflection, and triumph. This wasn't the same Ja Morant. This was a player reborn, humbled by the fall, hungry from the grind, locked in like never before. Every night he stepped on the court, he carried more than talent, he carried purpose. And Memphis was back. Ja's story isn't about perfection, it's about growth. From overlooked to unstoppable. From viral fame to real redemption. From the trenches to the NBA's most explosive star. He's living proof that no matter where you come from, one decision, one focus, one promise can change everything. Because Ja Morant didn't just make it to the league, he made it out. And now he's rewriting the next chapter on his terms. I'm not done yet. This is just the beginning. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. This is Clutch, where we tell the stories behind the game